Hi everybody. You guys are probably all fast asleep, unless you're like me, a night owl. The spread that you see before me is the spread I pulled for Friday, June 7th. And you're getting this reading super late because as I tried to record this for you guys, my phone kept glitching. For I have no idea what reason. I've tried 3 times and then it wouldn't let me record, so I had things going on today and I had to stop, so I'm sorry you're going to get this so late, but this is Friday's cards that I pulled. So Friday's reading, June 7th? Yes, 7th. And it's Little Red Witch here. Trying to not talk too loud because my husband's sleeping. So we will get going on this. All right. Okay. With the spread that we see here, I'm starting out with this card. This card right here is the Queen of Swords, and I refer to her as a bad bitch. When I say a bad bitch, I am not meaning she's a bad person. What I'm meaning is she is a person who doesn't take shit from anyone, doesn't let anyone walk all over her. She or he stands up for themselves. They're not malicious. They keep it balanced. Now, when I look at all these other cards going on here, they don't match what I just said about this card. So what that is telling me is this person who is acting like the bad bitch is impersonating a bad bitch. And what I mean by that is they might be in a crowd among people who they're trying to sort of be at level with, live up to, this, the feeling or the personalities of who they're around, acting cool or tough, or I don't know, something in that kind of category. But when they go home, or when they're not around these people that they're trying to basically impress, that bad bitch doesn't even exist. And the reason I say that is because we have this card, the Eight of Swords. And again, we've talked about this card. There's swords all around her, with a sword actually going through her sleeve, but there's no swords in front of her. And what this card is implying is that you are in your head too much. You've got a gazillion things zipping through that head of yours, and you can't move, you can't think, you can't figure things out. You're stressed, you're full of anxiety, and the thing about this is you guys are doing this to yourself, because this is the analogy where I use a bird cage. All those stressors are little birds inside a bird cage, and your head, your mind, is the bird cage. The thing is, like this card, there's nothing in front. The door is open in that bird cage, and all those birds are free to fly away. You're the one holding them in. You're the one not letting them out. And you have so many birds in there that you can't even figure things out, because you'll look at a bird and another one will go in front of it, and the problem with those birds is each one, no matter what they're serving, what anxiety they're bringing, what worry they're bringing, each one carries stress. So this card needs to be turned around. And that's why, because you got all this crap going on, you're not truly being that bad bitch. Because that bad bitch stands up for themselves, and they're strong and they believe in themselves. They're confident in themselves. Here's another clue. We got Judgment again. Judgment, like I said, we've had this card too. There's so much judgment in the world on its own. The worst thing that you could be doing is judging yourself. And this is such a bad habit that we've grown to do. We do this without even thinking. It's like part of breathing for us. And this is something that it has to be worked on. Stop judging yourself, because you're judging yourself because of the brokenness that you grew up with. Maybe you were told, you know, you're an idiot, you're stupid, you're fat, you know, oh, you think you're all that. You were constantly put down. You were constantly fed some kind of negative comments that weren't positive. And you know, especially when you're a child, those comments, they're worse than getting a spanking or beating, whatever you want to call it, because these comments don't leave our mind. So again, you got your mind full of all this baloney going on, and then you got judgment going on. So you have to realize that acting like, you know, you got it all together, you really don't, and you're putting on an act for whoever you seem, you know, whoever you're around, whether you're around friends, at your job, whatever, you're putting on an act. Because if you were truly confronted in an unfair, attacking kind of way, you would not stand up to yourself, as this card implies, because of these issues going on. You would have some kind of worry in your head, thinking, you know, what if I say this, or what if I do that? What will happen? And there's judgment because of that. These issues, and this keeps showing up in our readings all this past week now, all these days this week, judgment and that bird cage. We have the Ace of Wands. This is showing, Ace represents new beginnings, and Wands is opportunities. This is upside down. And this is showing that you are working through something super major. And until you deal with this, like this card is showing that you have something that is super important, super imperative to release before you can put it to rest. Someone needs to be delivered some information from you that you will not rest on until they hear what you got to say. When you do that, this card is going to turn around. And then you'll see the sword is like it's being put into the ground, and a light just flows because you've done what you've needed to do. Again, we have the Ace of Swords. We've had this card too. This is the Nine of Wands. A whole lot of opportunities that you are not even going after, and they're waiting for you. But why aren't you going after them? Because you're not confident. You try to act confident, but your surrounding cards are showing you're really not. You are a worrier. You got so much crap going on in your head that you don't even know how to feel that what you want to do, what you want to think, what, you know, the moves you want to make are positive, like, you know, going to be good moves. And then you got that judgment going because you're worried about what everyone's thinking about you. What, do I do this? Do I say this? Do I? And it's all against how you're thinking someone else is going to look at you. The next card is a new card for the week, Three of Pentacles. So the situation that you're in here that I'm telling you about, you have someone also around you that is actually observing you, and you don't even know it, but you're teaching them about your insecurities. You're teaching them about judgment. This is so, you're teaching, okay? Maybe you're teaching a class. Maybe you're teaching, if you have children, we're always teachers as well. But you have to realize that people that are looking up to you, even at your job, they're looking up to you for your personality. And then they're also reading your personality. It's just what people do. And when you carry yourself confidently, they want to be like that. But when you carry yourself insecurely, where you're just worried about what they're thinking, all those worries are in your head like that. They sense that. You sort of, it comes off you. So you're putting that out there. And especially if you have little kids, if this is, reflecting your family and little kids, this is what you don't want them to pick up. You want them to be strong. You want them to know that they can do it, and they can believe in themselves and know that whatever they want is capable of it, and they don't need to be scared and worried about what other people think. Now, when I go down here to these last three cards, we have this union here. Got the Two of Cups, emotions, love. It's a very good union. And then this card, the Seven of Swords, you always want this card upside down, because this is showing that, like, this union here is showing that there's absolutely no deceivement going on. If you are wondering about this union, if someone's lying to you, if someone is trying to manipulate, trying to trick you, making up stories, whatever you can think of that might be deceiving, this is confirmation that they are not. Then we have Strength card, and look, again, the Strength card, it's upside down because you are very weak. And the last week, we've had the Lovers card twice, I believe. We have the Two of Cups. And all those cards were upright, which shows, a very good love, a good spirit and energy flowing between the two. And we got this again. Now, you need to stop all the worrying, because sometimes when you get so worried, you start suspecting, you start being suspicious, you start questioning yourself so much that you start believing things that, well, maybe it's this, maybe it's that, if it's according to someone, about someone that might be doing something, whether it's a coworker, a family, whatever. This shows that if whoever's involved, they're not lying to you. They're not trying to deceive you at all. There's a whole big story going on in your head, which is this card. And this card needs to be turned around. You need to stop. You're causing your own problems, your own insecurities. So, for goodness sakes, let those damn birds out of your head. Tell them to go. Blow them out, because that door is open and it's never been closed. In fact, it's probably not there anymore. So let those birds out, because each of those birds represents some kind of worry that you're carrying. And think about this, if there is nothing you can do about whatever you're thinking, if you cannot control that situation, if you cannot change it, then why are you holding on to it? Let those birds out. So that's how this card gets turned around. This card gets turned around. Stop with the judgment. This is a really bad habit. Little by little, for goodness sakes, when you start feeling, let's just say, we think about a lot of things that we don't even, like, it's a thought that comes in our head and we don't even double think it, because it's habit thinking. So try to catch yourself. If you are talking to some people and you're having a conversation, it's not like you're flowing really well with it, but you're making an effort. If you have that moment of like, God, I think I sound like an idiot, or I'm not that kind of a person that keeps just talking like this, just knock it off and just tell yourself, I always sometimes flip, like I take my finger and I flip off my head, because it's my ego that's fucking with me, and I'm just like, you know what, shut the fuck up. I am fine. So if that's what you got to do, like, be aware of the thoughts going on in your head, and then this is what I mean, flick your head and like shut the fuck up. Do that. When you do this, now you are going to be very strong, very confident. You are going to believe in yourself. You're going to walk the walk and talk the talk. You're not going to doubt yourself anymore. Your opportunities are going to flow again. And look at all those wands. They have flowers and greenery on it, and those are opportunities that are very good opportunities, and you'll have all those choices to make, if not more than one, that you can go for. So this gets turned around. As you're doing all this, you're going to start feeling your strength. So with feeling your strength, you're going to have this turnaround. And remember, I was telling you, this is a card that makes me think of my mom, because my mom used to say, I am woman, hear me roar. So, write an affirmation like that and stick it on your, your desk, and put one in your bathroom and whatever. Another very good relationship going on here. This person is not lying or deceiving you. But we have this card. And something's going on that you need to release. Is it to this person? Is it, someone in this scope of people you talk to that makes you feel these insecurities, makes you feel weak? Whatever it is, this card needs to be turned around, because this card is showing that it has to be said in order for you to move on. And remember that people are observing you. You're a teacher. You might be teaching a particular class, or you just might be teaching as a person, but people are watching you. And let them see a confident person who believes in themselves. All right, guys. I'm not going to keep going. It's really late. I'm sorry you had to wait so long for this read. Hopefully, at least it didn't shut off. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to text them, message me, call me, whatever works for you. I have a lot of people asking about how to confront people and how to find that little person inside them. So I believe I'm going to try and do a video that I can explain this to you guys and try to like give you some guidance with it. I wanted to do this earlier this week and it just, time didn't allow me, but I do plan on talking about this to you guys, and it would be great if I can do it live, because this way if you have anything to say at that moment, you can let me know, and that this way we can direct it right away. So I wish you guys a good night, and the weekend's upon us. I'm not going to do a reading like this Saturday and Sunday, but I will be doing like a card. I'm gonna pick a card that's a message for you guys. And this way, and then Monday I will resume doing these kind of readings. And I will also be in Vegas, so I'll be doing readings from Vegas. All right, guys. Blessed be. Talk to you soon.